Hello and welcome to Sports Fan Entertainment as the Tennessee Titans beat the Cleveland Browns 12-9. And look, people, I'm sorry, I'm just not that upset. Yes, we barely beat the Cleveland Browns and everyone's upset. Everyone's telling me how the Titans are frauds, how this game proves that they're not that good. Titans fans are freaking out and I'm like, hey, we got the W, because this is a distinct difference than what we've dealt with in the past when we were bad. This was a game that we certainly would have lost. But remember last year when we went 9-7, we had a couple games like this, and moreover than that, this is what a fringe playoff team looks like, people. This is it. Okay, the Titans are going to end up being, assuming they can stay healthy, anywhere from a 9-7 to an 11-5 team. This is what I believe. 9-7 to 11-5 win team. That's the Tennessee Titans this year. Okay, let's look at last year. Let's look at 3 or 4 teams, okay? First, let's look at the Miami Dolphins. Went 10-6, made the playoffs, a fringe playoff team. They barely beat the Cleveland Browns in overtime, but they beat them. That counted on their win total. We look at the Detroit Lions, who went 9-7. They lost to the 4-12 Chicago Bears. They still went 9-7. They still made the playoffs. Let's look at the Seattle Seahawks, who went 10-5-1 last year. They lost to the eventual 4-12 LA Rams. They still made the playoffs. If you're a fringe playoff team, you're not gonna go out and beat every team you should by 10+ points. You're gonna lose to some bad teams, you're gonna barely beat some bad teams, but as long as you can end up by the end of the season having 9, 10, 11 wins, you're gonna make the playoffs. So I'm not looking at this Titans team and saying this is a Super Bowl team. This is our year. We're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. I was letting y'all do that. All I was saying before the year, we're gonna win 10, 11 games, make the playoffs. And that's what I'm saying this season. Okay, we barely beat the Cleveland Browns. Ooh, we're 4-3. We're on pace. We're on track. And next week is the bye week. The 2 weeks after that, we host the Baltimore Ravens, who could not beat the Vikings with Case Keenum at quarterback, and then we host the Cincinnati Bengals. The likeliest thing in the future is that we're going to be 6-3. I know we're not one of the NFL's best team. I wasn't expecting us. People are tweeting me saying, oh, you guys are going to eventually lose to a very good team. I know that, but pull up the schedule. There are no good teams. That's the beautiful thing. The best team we face this year is the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's at Pittsburgh. We were going to lose anyway, okay? Outside of that, we host the Rams, and the Rams are better than us. But if we catch the Rams on a week where they're not paying attention, we can beat them. Then we have the Texans and the Jags, who we already beat. We beat the Jags. That's our schedule. The schedule's not hard, people. That's why I'm trying to tell you. I know we're not that good, but the schedule ain't hard, and damn it, we're good enough, and we're winning games that we should win. And if Marcus Mariota was healthy for the previous game against the Miami Dolphins, you do realize we'd be 5-2. You do realize, you understand that, okay? This is still a playoff team, people. The Texans are in bye week this week. Next week, where do they go? They go to Seattle. We beat Seattle because we faced them here. They faced them there. They're screwed. And they won the division last year, so they faced the Chiefs, and they faced the Patriots, and they lost that first game, and they lost that second game, and they're going to lose to the Seahawks. We have the schedule advantage. At the end of the year, the Texans could be a better team than us empirically. But we're going to win the division because we have the schedule advantage. This is what I was trying to tell y'all before the year. This is what I'm telling you now. I don't care if we're not that good. I just want to see the progress. I want to make the playoffs for the first time since 2008. And we're on pace to do that. So let's talk about the game now. Okay, so the offense is not that good. I understand that. Why? Terry Robisky, Mike Mularkey, they need to find a better identity for this offense. Look, they really want to move the football in terms of running the ball. And I understand that, but sometimes it just doesn't work and you kind of need to abandon it. Today, Derrick Henry showed why he can't take over as a #1 back yet. You know, this guy's inconsistent. I mean, last week I told you, his entire game wasn't that great. The last run, okay, the huge touchdown run was great, but outside of that, he wasn't great. And today, he was awful. Way too many negative runs for Derrick Henry. He was acting like Chris Johnson at times, going a little bit east-west when he would receive the snap from Marcus Mariota's hands, and then he'd be tackled for a 4 or 5 yard loss. Ridiculous. This happened 2 or 3 times in this game. Way too much there. Murray did the best he could, but he looks hobbled because of his hamstring injury. We need to look out for that. So the running game is not great right now, but hopefully when Murray gets a bit more healthy, he'll be back and better than ever. And Henry's just a bit inconsistent. And moreover than that, dude, you're huge. Okay, at this goal line attempt, that guy should have got in. On the 4th and goal, 3rd quarter, we got the Kevin Byard interception. I'm going to talk about him later. He should have got in, period. You're way too big for all that. If you got to jump in the air, if you got to, you know, snail your way through, whatever. You're way too big for that. You got to get in there, dog. That's why you're here. And if you can't get in on those situations, why the hell are you out there? Okay, so I was looking at that, and that upset me a bit, but whatever. So the passing offense, you know, it's not great, but mainly, like, this is what I'm saying. I think just conceptually, it just has issues. There's not consistent themes, consistent concepts, you know, consistent passing concepts in terms of these are our go-to plays, and you don't want to be predictable. I'm not saying that, but it seems like we just do a bunch of junk. You know, the flea flicker that we did that worked out because Mariota bailed us out there, it was a horrible play design. Why the hell would you have, I think it was Jonnu Smith, who was kind of in the backfield, I believe, going up the middle of the field on a flea flicker? What kind of flea flicker is that? That if that play works, there has to be no inside linebacker in the middle of the field, or he just has to ignore Jonnu Smith, which is not going to happen. Okay, and even if that happens, it's like a 20-yard flea flicker, maybe 25, 30 yard. It's a horrible play design. And whenever I watch the coach's film, I just see bad play designs. I see play designs that are not conducive to a very prolific passing offense, right? If you watch our plays and our play designs, then you pull up the Patriots and you pull up the Saints, you will see a juxtaposition. You will see a difference there that is a bit astounding to me, because we have Marcus Mariota, who can throw that rock. Okay, we don't have Blake Bortles, who we're trying to be conservative with, or, you know, quarterbacks of that ilk that you're afraid you don't really want to put them or throw them to the fire and have them throwing a bunch of difficult passes and a bunch of complex things like that. Mariota can handle all of that. We need to be more complex with our passing schemes. And that does not mean doing a bunch of junk in terms of gadget plays and ridiculousness. That just means, hey, let's have some more concepts so we have 3-4 wide receivers out there running pretty complex routes if our wide receivers can do that. I mean, I know Rashard Matthews, I think he's fine. Taywan Taylor, I think he's good enough. Give him some shallow crosses, give him some digs, give him some posts, give him some stuff. I think he can run it. Give him a shot. When Corey Davis comes back, we can definitely do more of that. Hopefully he's healthy in 2 weeks. He should be. We need to be more complex with our passing concepts offensively. You know, Eric Decker, he stinks. I know last game was good for him, but again, that was his only good game this year out of 7, and we saw again today why he stinks. You know, when he was targeted, he had a nice opportunity to come down with a couple of these passes that were contested. He couldn't come down with crap because he stinks. You know, this guy, I mean, he's okay as a number 4 wide receiver, but right now he's like our number 2, and that's problematic. Okay, so outside of that, Delaney Walker had the huge fumble, which I did not love. Other than that, he was fine. But can't fumble there. We can't afford that. Not on this football team. The good thing about this football team is we don't fumble much. Okay, that helps our chances. And Mariota does not turn the ball over much. But, you know, overall, like, Marcus Mariota this season has what? Is it 4 or 5 passing touchdowns? Now, he missed a game, right? But we know he should have much more than this, and I'm not blaming him. I'm not blaming him at all. The passing offense is just not prolific. He's doing everything he can, but there are, like, I remember down at the red zone, right? We run these plays where, let's say we're 10 yards out. Yeah, we were 10 yards out or 11 yards out, maybe 3rd and goal. And we're not even going to try to throw in the end zone, right? We're looking for DeMarco Murray in the flat. That way maybe he can make a move. That's not going to work. Let Mariota sit in that pocket. We have a good offensive line. Let him sit in that pocket and run some concepts where these wide receivers are in the end zone and Mariota has to just stand there and find the open guy. Why is this so complex? Okay, I don't know why we're so afraid to do that. Maybe we don't think our wide receivers are good enough for that, but I think Mariota is definitely good enough for that. Hello, he's missed the red zone after all, and we need to do more of that. I mean, I don't know why we keep getting down to the goal line, to the red zone, and not converting, because we refuse to have plays where Mariota just sits in the pocket. We have wide receivers in the end zone running around like idiots, and Mariota finding them. Okay, it's very simple. It's not a very hard thing to do, but we refuse to do it, and we don't have anyone that can catch a damn fade on this entire football team. Maybe Rashard Matthews. He's caught a couple in the past. Maybe we need to go back to that. We need some consistent plays offensively, especially at the goal line, especially in the red zone. That's our problem with this football team. Well, one of the problems with this football team. But defensively, very good today. Very, very good today overall. I know Cody Kessler got some plays, whatever. But come on, man. You look at Kevin Byard. 3 interceptions from the man from Middle Tennessee State University. Look, I'm happy with this. How could you not be happy with this? And hello, he's our best defender, okay? He has now been given the crown, the title, the whatever you want to call it. He's our best defender on this football team, period. This year, 7 games, we can start making some conclusions. He's our best defender, which is why our defense isn't that good, but he's our best defender, okay? Brian Orakpo was showing more signs of life today, as was Derek Morgan. But it's because the Browns' offensive line is pretty ass. And because Joe Thomas ended up being injured, so I'll take it, but I don't love the future prospects there. We're going to need a big-time pass rusher in the offseason. Avery Williamson, okay, he was moving around today. He led our team in tackles today. Okay, good. He even had a tackle for loss. Wow! Tackling someone behind the line of scrimmage, Avery Williamson. I like seeing that. Wesley Woodyard struggled a bit more today. David Njoku was kind of ripping us apart, but just a bad game for him. He's been great overall. You know, not only did he make the game-stopping play last week, go back and watch that game, at the end of that game. He made the play that stopped the 2nd and 10, or the 3rd and 10, whatever it was, and then he stopped the 4th and 1. So, I mean, Wesley Woodyard's been playing, dog, so you got to give this guy props. Bad game today, but overall nice season. Adoree Jackson struggled again. Okay, he went back down again today. He was definitely the worst cornerback again today. And not only that, he's not a very good returner yet. And well, he's okay. Let me change that. He's all right, but he ain't prolific. He ain't scored yet. He ain't had a great return yet. I know there's been 1 or 2 that's been called back, but I was promised better than this. Okay, one of these weeks, boy, you got to take it home because you ain't doing enough on defense to warrant that 18th overall pick. Okay, so you got to start doing some more on special teams because I was told, oh, this guy's so good, and he was in college, but that has not translated. And maybe it's because our special teams is ass, and I can believe that because we don't have no athletes on special teams. We don't have no athletes on this football team. We have no athletes on special teams. Definitely. We have a bunch of 30-year-olds running around. We have David Fluellen on special teams, for God's sake. You know, our special teams is booty. I understand that, but take something home, okay? Because if we draft you at 18th, I know it wasn't because you were a damn good cover corner, because you weren't, okay? It was because you had some punt and kick return abilities, and you have the chance and the ability to change a game. Haven't seen it yet. Do it. Other than that, I mean, that's pretty much it. Jarrell Casey, he was getting some quarterback hits, so that's nice, but I want to see him get some of these guys down. You know, sacks are so valuable. When Derek Morgan actually got that damn sack, didn't that drive end? That's why I'm trying to, and then when Orakpo and Morgan combined for that other sack, didn't that drive end? That's why I like sacks. Pressures are cute. Sacks kill drive. They end them. They end the drive. That's why I prefer sacks. You can get all these quarterback pressures. Get the sack drive over, especially against a team like this. So overall, look. Okay, again, people. Yes, we barely beat the Cleveland Browns. Go cry to your mama. I know this team can play, okay? Against the Seattle Seahawks, that's a good football team, boy. we handled them. We went to Jacksonville, we handled them. Against Miami, we lost because Mariota wasn't out. The one game that really bothers me was the Week 4 game against the Houston Texans. The Week 1 loss, it was a loss, whatever. This team is exactly where I thought they'd be. They're 4-3. They're on pace for 10-6 or 9-7. That's where I thought they'd be, especially because of Mariota injury. If he was not injured, we'd be 5-2. We'd be fine. There'd literally be no discussions. We'd be a little concerned with what happened today, but we'd be fine. Okay, we'd have the same record as the damn Chiefs. Okay, so relax. 4-3, good. Bye week, get Corey Davis healthy, come back off the damn bye. We should beat the Ravens at least, and then hopefully handle business against the Cincinnati Bengals 6-3. And look at the damn schedule. They ain't no one on it. Okay, they ain't no one on the damn schedule. I still have us going to the playoffs, and sure, in the playoffs we'll be exposed. Sure, but who's actually good in the AFC? The Chiefs, the Patriots, the Steelers. Who else? No one. We can win a playoff game. Okay, so we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But I'm sorry, people, if you're expecting to come to this video and hear me complain about how the Titans are frauds and how this game shows that they're not that good and blah, 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 this is exactly what I thought was going to happen. Until next time, this has been MJ of Sports Fan Entertainment, and I'm out. See you all later.